All right, call the meeting to order. Commissioner Feldheim will lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. First item on the agenda is to approve our agenda.
Move.
Motion by Weiss.
Second.
Second by Feldheim. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Next up, we'll open up the meeting for any public comment. Good morning, Carl.
Mine will be very quick, and I know you have one that's coming up that'll be a little longer, so I have a 9 o'clock appointment, so I've got to leave. But,
Time's up.
Long story short. What's that?
Time's up.
Okay, close enough. Basically, I just wanted to remind everybody that there are going to be 7 different things on the ballot, and I think that the reason I'm telling you this is because the people that listen in, they can go onto the Secretary of State and they can learn about the Constitutional Amendment E, which is the one on, I'd call it gender reference, Constitutional Amendment F, which is the Medicaid, and that's adding work requirements. Constitutional Amendment G, that's abortion. Constitutional Amendment H, this is the 2-tier, or the top 2 primary program. IM-28, which is a consumption tax, and I think the human consumption tax is going to be really interesting for people to understand and get their arms around. IM-29, which is the marijuana, legalizing it and distributing it and having possession of it, and those are the ballot questions that are coming up, and I just wanted to make sure that people were aware that there are these ballot questions. Plus, there is the referendum law 21, which is the basically the SB 201, which is saying no to SB 201, and in simple terms, they call it the Landowner Bill of Rights. Many of the landowners are calling it the Landowner Bill of Wrongs. And my whole purpose today is to say, make sure you look at the Secretary of State's website and learn more about those things, because you're going to have a busy ballot this year. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Carl. Anyone else wish to address the commission? Good morning, Jared.
Morning, thank you, Chair. Thanks, Commissioners. So I'm here in regards Warner Township and a bunch of very concerned landowners. So west of Mansfield, 2 miles, not quite, 1.5 miles, Leonhardt's put a culvert and an approach in the ditch along the county road on 148th, and that approach has an 18-inch culvert put in, which the entire watershed from 281 south of town comes down and runs through that ditch. That is going to be a very big dam in the whole system. I mean, like I was thinking last night, if the water don't continue to flow, there's probably 9 or 10 miles of township road that will go under. Because when it flows there, it flows as deep as that ditch. I mean, 6-7 feet deep. And they got an 18-inch culvert in there. A mile to the north of there, there's a 17-foot wide box culvert that's 5 foot deep. That's how much water's coming down to this. There's some of these maps you guys got, you can see them.
Yep.
And I just was wondering how this got kind of approved for that, because I believe the last time they had the application or whatever, it got denied, and I don't know why it just worked this time. I know we really can't talk about it now, but maybe get me on the agenda for next week so we can figure this out, because as it sits, it's not going to work very good. So, just wanted to make
And looking at the map, Jared, to the east of that, it looks like there's a kind of a natural waterway. And is that a bridge or a culvert to probably maybe a quarter of a mile to the east? Do you know?
There's a couple of culverts that are in the highway there, and that's
north and south.
Yep.
Yep.
And that just kind of lets the stuff south.
Yep.
Come back into the north, and then this will wrap around Mansfield, and then it'll go south over on the east side of Mansfield. But all the water south of Aberdeen that goes through 281 pretty much all the water west of Aberdeen prior to Snake Creek will come all the way down and end up going through this ditch where this approach is. So it takes a lot of water when it's big water scenarios.
Okay.
So we gotta get something resolved with that before it's a major issue,
Okay,
so.
all right, thank you.
Wayne,
Yes,
it is Dirk from County Highway. That approach got put, the first problem I had with it was the distance was too close, and so they rectified that. Scott called me yesterday with his concerns about the 18-inch pipe, and I told him whatever him and Mr. Bosley wanted to put in there to go for it. So, it's up to them, I don't care.
so you're okay with the larger culvert?
Yeah, Scott's a drainage administrator, so he can make that call.
God, do you know what size culvert is in the approach leading into that farm to the west there? Any idea?
No idea.
I mean, it's in the same waterway. If the ditch has water in it, that culvert would also be affected, I would think. When I'm looking at the map.
The
reading.
procedure that we've always had and always done is that we fill out a form for a new approach application, and then that gets emailed to the highway department to make a decision on the safety location and the drainage in their right-of-way ditch, whether it's a township or a county highway. And they request what size culvert that they want in that approach. And that's the procedure that happened here, to have Lionhearts end up putting the 18-inch. That was the highway department. And now the township is questioning that.
I mean,
I've never
Like-
brought in drainage.
like north of there, you know, there's that box culvert, there's spots to the north where there's 3 6-footers, 3 5-foot culverts. I mean, there's big water coming to this, I think. I mean, I don't know if 1 6-footer would, well, that would be better than this 18-inch in there. I don't know what would, but something big's gotta get put in there.
Has this work already been done?
Well, they have they got, just did it here Sunday, I guess, they put this in, and like, yeah, there's an approach and this little culvert in right now. So, one of them once in 100-year rain events shows up, which, I guess I've seen 3 of them, I'm only 43. It's gonna be a major issue. And I don't know if there's room to get 2 6-footers in there or not. Because I know where this water goes to then, it goes through another box culvert, and then it runs over north of Mansfield, and there's 3 6-foot culverts there, and then it goes around the east of Mansfield and goes through that big box culvert, and all them culverts shoot to head south. There's a lot of water that comes down, condensed straight through that. In fact, the county's actually cleaned that ditch out and dredging it out so the water will keep moving through there.
Okay.
So,
Why don't we put it on the agenda for next week to further discuss, and maybe in the meantime, you can drive down, take a look at it, and see
sounds good, and if you,
what it looks like.
come down there, you can give me a call or something, I can meet you and show you around through the stuff, so. All right.
Okay, thanks, Jared.
I have just a little history on how this started out. When the road was built down there, before it was graded up high, the water used to go straight across the road there and then come back on that next loop north. And it was a dry year, and the guy that lived there, Freddie Wiedebush, said, oh, you don't need much of a culvert there. Well, then the big rains came and the water was shooting down that ditch and cutting back into the oxbow going north. And ever since that way, it's been that way. It's kind of turned into the main channel of that slough to go down the ditch and it back north. And it handles a lot of water. I've seen the water there almost as high as the road. So, you're setting up a flood situation north of there.
Okay. We'll put it on the agenda for next week and we'll discuss it further.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Guys. Anyone else wish to address the commission this morning? Online, out there on the phone? Seeing none, we will move on. Next up, public hearing for temporary alcohol malt beverage permit in conjunction with a special event for Aberdeen Aquatics.
Notice of hearing for temporary special event alcohol license. Notice is hereby given according to South Dakota Codified Law 35-2. A public hearing on the following temporary special event alcohol license application for malt beverage and wine to be used by Aberdeen Aqua Addicts will be held on July 23rd in the chambers of the Brown County Commissioners in the Courthouse Annex, Brown County, South Dakota, at which time any interested persons wishing to register complaint on their approval may appear. Aberdeen Aqua Addicts, Aberdeen, South Dakota, for Midwest Regional Ski Show Tournament to be held at Dami Lake. Lot 1, Aberdeen Aqua Addicts, South Dakota Northwest Quarter, Section 35, Township 123, Range 64, also known as 3301 South Highway 281. The special event alcohol license would be effective July 26th through the 28th.
Is there anyone here to speak to this temporary alcohol permit? Not, I would entertain a motion to approve. Motion by Weiss.
Second.
Second by Gage. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Next up, approve and authorize chairman to sign temporary alcohol malt beverage permit for the Aberdeen Hockey Association.
For Aberdeen Hockey Association for the clubhouse the week of the fair for August 12th through the 18th.
Anyone here to speak to this temporary license? Entertain a motion to approve.
Move. Second.
Motion by Feldheim, second by Weiss. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Next up, approve the 2025 provisional budget, set hearing date and authorize publication. We have worked on the budget. We have it in what we consider almost final form. Now we're charged with publishing it and setting up hearing dates for the public to react or add comments. It's usually a busy time.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Weiss,
Second.
second by Dennert. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Consent calendar, Lynn.
Approval of the journal meeting minutes of July 16th.
Move. Second.
Motion by Dennert, second by Weiss. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Claims.
Move.
Motion by
Second.
Feldheim, second by Gage. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
HR report.
Move. Second.
Motion by Feldheim, second by Weiss. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Claim assignment.
Move. Second.
Motion by Dennert, second by Gage. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Set hearing date and authorize advertising for temporary malt beverage permit for Spurs.
Move. Second.
Motion by Weiss, second by Dennert. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Set hearing date for malt beverage and South Dakota Farm wine license transfers, and authorize advertising.
Motion by Weiss,
Second.
second by Feldheim. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Set hearing date for package off-sale liquor licenses and authorize advertising.
Move. Second.
Motion by Gage, second by Weiss. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Zoning ordinance, set hearing date and authorize advertising.
Move.
Motion by Weiss,
Second.
second by Gage. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Preliminary plat for Johnson Airport subdivision.
And I have a comment to that.
Okay.
The planning commission requested, the applicant to go to the airport and get a letter that they would be able to build houses if they went that route with their subdivision. So that the planning commission and the county commission knows whether they can construct or not when they're gonna approve that plat right in that location. Because the old Beckler farm there was discussion that the airport at one time was gonna condemn that farm to take over that land, and that's just to the south of this. So if the plans changed and stuff, it might not be a concern now, but they felt that we should at least inquire with the airport manager.
Probably best to have something in writing before it's final approval.
And then bring a letter to the preliminary and final plat application for next month.
Okay. That makes perfect sense. Okay, entertain a motion on the Johnson Airport subdivision. Motion by Gage. Second by Feldheim. Further discussion?
I didn't see any approaches on that. I know it's a residential development with an access road and stuff like that, but
I think there was is there one on that plat?
for each
individual
lot.
Oh, not for each lot.
So I know that,
When they grade the road in, they'll all be flat across there.
okay. But technically, any piece of property we plat is required to have access, and it should be documented, so,
I'll have them put that on the final plat.
thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, we have a motion and a second to approve the Johnson Airport subdivision. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Final plat, Yernicke Richmond Lake Edition.
Move.
Motion by Feldheim, second by Dennert. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Haugen First Subdivision.
Move. Second.
Motion by Weiss, second by Gage. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Palmyra Farmhouse Second Edition.
Move. Second.
Motion by Dennert, second by Weiss. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Any other business to come before the Brown County Commission this morning? If not, we've had a request to go into executive session for personnel and contracts. I see the state attorney's here, we're gonna get a legal update.
Move.
Motion by Weiss,
Second.
second by Gage. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. We are in exec. All right, lights back on. We're out of exec, back in regular session. No action as a result. Is there anything else to come before the commission this morning?
Move to adjourn.
Motion by Feldheim, second by Weiss to adjourn. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. We are adjourned.